The word mum, which means blemish or defect, appears 10 times in the book of Vayikra. Actually, all 10 times of them appear in this Parsha, Parashat Emor. It would appear that nobody is supposed to be involved in the work of serving the divine, except for those who can somehow embody perfection. However, Rav Avraham Dov of Avrich, who was a student of Rav Yitzchak of Berdichev, in his book Bat Ayin, writes, the verse states, quote, one who has a mum shall not come near to make an offering, unquote. He points out that the gematria, the numerical equivalent of the word mum, 86, is also the gematria of Elohim, which is the aspect of the divine that signifies God's judgment. This means that any Kohen who has a defect actually has within him the aspect of deen, of judgment, of smallness, of divine hiddenness. Shall not come near indicates that this kind of priest cannot bring himself close to God. What he actually needs to do in order to serve God, in order for his avodah to be complete, is to be able to cleave to the other aspect of the divine, the aspect of chesed, of loving kindness. Now clearly the Sefer Bat Ayin here is reading against the pshat of the text. But I think that his message here is an important message for all of us. The Jewish people as a whole, not only the Kohanim, are dismissed from service on account of their blemishes, of their mums, it would seem. And yet, in the Midrash, Rabbi Meir refuses to read the text this way. He says, quote, even though they are full of imperfections, they are still Hashem's children. As the verse says, phrased differently, quote, have they destroyed him? No, his children are imperfect. So, both Rav Meir and the Bat Ayin believe that the apex of holiness can't be characterized by exclusion, but rather it has to include chesed. It has to include love. In the words of my teacher, Dr. Rabba Aaron Lieb Smokler, quote, she says, no matter how imperfect we are the children of Hashem. And no matter how defective we might feel, we can overcome divine distance. Parashat Emor is reminding us that we ought not to leap over the process, but rather be able to sit with our imperfections, to experience spiritual alienation, so that we can find a way through our defects toward balance and towards holiness. Unquote. I want to acknowledge Rabba Aaron Lieb Smokler for her insights in my Dvar Torah this week, and Shabbat Shalom.